Here's why I eat the same food every single day. So if you're a busy career-driven man who is constantly traveling for work, constantly on the go, constantly running errands, this could be an absolute game changer for you. So whether we think about it or not, we tend to eat the same foods pretty much every single day, or at least the same similar types of meals, right? It's like, how many different types of breakfasts have you ever had in your life? Like, I'm sure you've had a handful of them, but at least like when you're in your regular routine, there's only so many different types of breakfast that you would eat, whether it's like a bowl of cereal, bowl of oatmeal, eggs, bacon, pancakes, whatever it may be. Like, there's only so many breakfast types of foods that we can eat or that we do eat. And same thing with lunch. We don't have like a different lunch every single day of the year, right? It's like, it's pretty much like almost like the same type of lunch, whether it's like, okay, some protein here, some carbs, some veggies here, and same thing with dinner, right? It's like protein, we got a veggie, we got a carb, maybe some healthy fats as well. So whether we think about it or not, we tend to eat similar foods on rotation throughout just our entire life. And so if you could just kind of identify what are like the top 3 or top 5 types of like meals that we eat throughout the day, and just kind of like sticking with those, not only will that simplify your life, because I see a lot of people who just kind of stress over, what am I going to eat for breakfast today? What am I going to eat for lunch? What are my snacks going to be? What am I going to have for dinner, right? And it just requires so much just like brain power to kind of think about that. And the last thing that at least I want to be worrying about and thinking about is, what am I going to put into my mouth in a couple of hours? There's so much other stuff to like think about, like our business, relationships, our friendships, our other priorities in life, right? And I really think that what we put into our bodies should almost be just kind of put on the back burner, or at least we should not really be required to think too much about it. That is the first reason why I typically like to just eat the same foods every single day, because I pretty much already have been eating the same foods. But once I kind of realized that, wait a minute, I pretty much been eating the same type of kind of breakfast for the past several years. So let me just kind of like hone in on this, and let me just like double down and just like keep on eating this. Same thing with my lunch, same thing with my dinner, and same thing with like my snacks throughout the day. So that's the first thing. It takes all the guesswork out of it, and I don't ever stress about or worry about, what am I going to have for breakfast? Oh no, what's my lunch going to be? What's my dinner going to be? Because I automatically, subconsciously already kind of know what I'm going to be eating, so I can actually allocate my brain power towards the more difficult tasks during the day, like working on my business, working with my clients, doing other things that maybe I want to prioritize during that time, right? As opposed to thinking about what am I going to eat later on. Second reason is also when it comes to my grocery shop. I don't really ever have a grocery shopping list. I know so many people stress about taking grocery shopping list. What are we going to have for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast? Look into the fridge, look into the freezer, look into the pantry. What are we missing? Blah, blah, blah. I go into the grocery store once a week. I know exactly what else to go to. I know exactly what to get in what quantities, and that's going to last me for the entire week. So it just saves me from having to go to the grocery store for multiple trips. I just go once a week. I'm like in and out in like 10 minutes. I know exactly what else to go to. I know exactly where to get certain things, and it's just so much more efficient, right? It's like, I'm a really just like minimalist, and I really respect my time, and I really appreciate my time, and I just don't want to be wasting my time on making a grocery shopping list or on just like figuring out what to eat, right? The next step for me would probably be to order my groceries, which actually, now saying that out loud, I'm not really sure why I haven't started doing that yet. Actually, I'm gonna start doing that right now, actually. But yeah, anyway, but it simplifies your grocery shopping experience. And then also from a digestion standpoint, right? I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced this before, but whenever you eat like a newer type of meal, maybe like a different type of food, you may or may not really know how it's gonna digest in your body. So for example, if you have something right before you work out, something that you've never really had before, let's say for argument's sake, it's like this spicy meal. By the way, don't eat something spicy before you work out, because you could be in the bathroom or toilet for quite a bit. But let's just say you eat something just like completely random that you've never had before like a sporting event, or before a workout, or before like a meeting, or like an important business event that you're going to. You just don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be like risking it, right? It's like, you better go into something knowing that, okay, I'm going to eat this, and I know exactly how I'm going to feel. I know exactly how long it's going to digest. I know exactly that I'm not going to experience any crashes afterwards. I know exactly that I'm not going to be craving any more food after, because sometimes I'll eat something, and depending on if it was like the right amount or if it was too much or too little, I just don't want to like end up being in a situation where I eat something new and it's either like way too much food and I end up just being bloated the entire day, where I just end up being like gassy. That sucks. Like, that's definitely not fun. Or the opposite of that, where I eat something, and this used to happen to me a lot, where I'll eat something, but then afterwards I'm like, did I just eat something? Because I'm actually like a lot hungrier now. It almost just felt like I ate an appetizer, right? And that's also not where you want to be at in terms of like your nutrition and eating, because in an ideal world, you want to eat something and you want to feel nice and satisfied after. That's going to keep you fueled and energized, peak performance, both cognitively and physically, for hopefully a couple of hours, right? Because you don't want to eat something and then right away be hungry again, or eat something and then be super bloated and just be a couch potato after, right? And so this does require a bit of trial and error, but if you are just like conscious of like what you put into your body, and just like write down how you feel afterwards, like if you eat something and you feel amazing afterwards, note that down, write that down, exactly write down the quantity, the type of food it was, what type of seasoning you used, what kind kind of sauce you use, because I used to have something with like a lot of dairy sometimes, glasses of milk, or just like full fats like yogurt, and that would mess up my stomach, right? And so I took note of that right away. It's like, okay, I just ate this meal, I feel like absolute crap. What was in that meal that made me feel like crap? And then after a while, after writing down and journaling like what you eat and stuff, which we obviously recommend all of our clients to do as well, you'll start to like kind of notice it, like how you feel after eating certain food, right? Which I think is so important, especially if you've never done this before. You don't even have to track your food, just simply just like eat food how you normally eat food, but then actually actively see how you feel afterwards. Eat the food and then write down, how do I feel after? Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? Do I feel okay? Do I feel lethargic? Do I feel energized? Like, take note of that, and then just try to eat more of the meals that make you feel good and then less of the meals that make you feel bad. And now 9 times out of 10 for most people watching this, you tend to feel a lot better if you just stick to whole, natural, single ingredient food. So think of foods that don't have one single ingredient in them. So for example, chicken breast, how many ingredients does one chicken breast have? Just chicken breast, right? It's just chicken. How many ingredients does one potato have? It's just one potato, right? Whereas how many ingredients are in a bag of chips, or how many ingredients are in a bag of French fries? A lot more than one. And especially if you cannot pronounce the ingredients of what's inside the food that you're eating, it's probably a good sign that you probably should not be putting it into your body, right? Because if you're eating something and you cannot even pronounce it, it's like this weird scientific chemical thing. Do this test, right? I'm about to eat this thing, which is called xylitol, or blah, 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 blah. It's like, do you feel comfortable putting that into your body? If you say that out loud, probably not, right? But we just like subconsciously eat these random foods, right? And then we don't even keep track of like how we're feeling afterwards. And then, I mean, that's like small picture, but in big picture, it's like, are we actually on track with like seeing the results that we're looking for, right? But that's a discussion for a different topic. But that is why I eat the same food every single day. I know exactly how many calories I'm eating if I eat the same food every single day. I already know how much I'm eating, so I don't really have to go into my app on my phone to like keep track of every single food that I eat, because I know exactly already what I ate. I've been eating this for the past several days and several weeks and several months now. I don't have to always open up my phone and keep track of the calories and the macros. So from a tracking perspective, it just simplifies your life. From a grocery shopping perspective, it simplifies your life. From a digestion perspective, it just like regulates everything. So I know that exactly when I have my breakfast at 8 a.m., it's going to keep me nice and satisfied. It's like the perfect amount for me, and I don't feel bloated, and I don't feel super hungry, and I'm going to be nice and energized and sustained for the next couple of hours perfectly until my next meal, right? And so what I want you guys to do after watching this video is to, number one, if you haven't already, start keeping track of like the different types of foods and meals that you eat, and just like write them all down, and then just try to pick a couple favorites that you actually enjoy eating, and then start to experiment how you feel after eating certain meals. Maybe like use some trial and error of like, okay, I like eating this specific meal and it has great macros, it's healthy for me, whatever, but I tend to notice that I'm still a bit hungry after. So maybe increase the quantity of it, right? Maybe instead of doing half a cup of oats, maybe do a full cup of oats, right? Or maybe if you notice that the whole meal, it's maybe like lacking some fats, or it's lacking one of the macronutrients, try to make it more of a complete meal. So, okay, am I eating veggies in this meal? Am I eating fruits in this meal? If you're lacking a macronutrient within a meal and you're still kind of hungry after, it's like, okay, well, maybe I should add some more fats to slow down the digestion in this specific meal. And then keep track of everything else as well. I guarantee you, it's going to just simplify your life. You're not going to be worrying about how many calories you're going to be eating, what your macros are going to be, what you're going to have for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, for snacks, or how you feel after eating it, because all of it has already been simplified for you and you know exactly how you feel after. So hopefully that made sense to you guys, but that is just personally why I do it. What we recommend to our clients is that we obviously give them their own customized macros, own customized calories based on their specific goals. We also teach them about how to track their food, their calories, and we also give them a customized meal plan. So if they do want to fall back on something, they just follow the meal plan. They will see results based on the foods they love as well, of course. But there's a lot of different ways that you can skin a cat. But for me, I'm a very simple guy. The more simplistic I can just keep my life and keep my diet, the more time I can allocate towards more of the important tasks like my business and stuff. So if you guys do have any other questions for me, please let me know. And now if you want to lose 30 to 50 pounds in the next couple of months, what you can do is actually schedule a free consultation call with me down below. We'll basically go over your biggest goal, your biggest struggle, and create a game plan together to help you absolutely crush your goals in the next several months. So hopefully I'll see you there, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.